people will yeah, if you just go to Vlogz.com, it should be, let me see if I can pull up the live feed or a link for it. I'll put in the chat. I've been actually looking at wanting to get one of those, I guess they'd be kind of like a green egg, but there's a version of one that has electricity feature built into it. And I saw this one guy do it, and he used like the smokestack and burn up the charcoal, had a spot in there for him to put the burnt charcoal running, and then had the switch set up for the rotation, and like the rotisserie chicken. I'm like, oh god, I gotta find that's where you can mess it here and go from here. That should be like a live feed right there. So what kind of beer are you having right now?
This is a Indianapolis home style. I'm not saying it's local beer. I didn't know I had it in the lab. Or no. I'm like, this is in the back. Ooh, I got one more.
What's glass 1 gallon jar. I made this. So welcome to the Gear Vlogs livecast with my special guest, Jason Dubler.
Hey, everybody.
Thanks for joining me, Jason. So
yeah, man. Thanks for having me. This is really cool.
Yeah, when I saw your promo for your event or task or goal that you're doing, I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to interview you and hear about you yourself, your background, your channel. So let's just get into it.
Yeah.
How about you introduce yourself, man?
Well, I think if anybody's been to my channel or anybody's been around the automotive internet for the past 25, 20, 26 years,
Mm-hmm.
uh, they may know me from certain circles, but I started off building websites, automotive websites back in the mid 90s, and then eventually evolved through a lot of cool projects and a lot of cool cars, and then kind of currently have my own YouTube channel, just like half the rest of the world. It's called Jason's Garage because that's where I do all of the work pretty much, unless I'm out at an event, which is in my garage, which is directly below the room I'm sitting in right now. This is
Okay.
the office above my garage where I do the editing. So I record it down there, edit it up here, and throw it out there and see what people say.
Cool. Um, so what? Obviously, what are some of your interests? But obviously, automotive is one of them. Any other interests?
Outside of automotive, I'm a big heavy metal guy. Been a heavy metal guy since I was 12 years old. Um, a lot of people don't believe it because I don't look or act like a metal guy, but metal is so mainstream now, I just fit right in anyway. Plus, I don't really care.
Right.
Also like hockey, but hockey season's over, at least it is for me, now that the Nashville Predators are out and the Detroit Red Wings didn't even make it in. Other than that, music, movies, and kind of just doing car stuff. That's well, I also, speaking of car stuff, I've been doing a podcast for the past 10 years. It used to be called the CamaroZ28.com podcast. And then after 500 episodes of that nonstop, we did release one episode a week for 500 weeks. We switched over the name of it to the Camaro Show, which is now in episode number. Oh, I'd have to even check. I don't even keep track anymore, but I know it's in the hundreds here. 214. So we did 214 episodes of the Camaro Show again. 214 weeks in a row without missing an episode. All about Camaro stuff. That's where I really started, was with being part of the Camaro community.
Perfect. Well, also on top of the Camaro podcast, you also had a message board forum too that you grew really well, or
Yeah,
to a big.
that was pretty neat. That was a neat time. Chris Frezza, the co-host of the Camaro Show with me and kind of my partner in crime on a lot of fun shenanigans, including something new coming up that I'll get to towards the end of this.
Okay.
He and I met in 1995, I think it was, after I got my first Camaro, and he knew how to build websites. I asked him how to give me some pointers on how to do it. Gave me a little web space on his own server, and then I started learning how to build. And then next thing you know, we decided to build a site together. That became CamaroZ28.com, which at the time, at one point, it was the largest automotive message board on the planet.
And that's how I remember, I think, meeting you guys, both you and Chris. And
yeah, that was really neat. We had the first. We also had the first threaded automotive message board. Threaded being like V Bulletin,
right,
for what's currently used now. But before it was like BBS, where it was just like a
one constant thread
page of links, and so it wasn't really intuitive. So we were a little bit ahead of the game on that, and we really had a good run until we said, okay, we've kind of done this for, gosh, I don't know, 15, 17 years. Let's do something else. But it was pretty cool. I think looking back, I wish we ran it a little bit more like a business than a hobby. I think it would have been done better overall.
Kind of like how I guess CamaroForums.com runs it.
Yeah, or and a lot of sites spawned off from ours. LS1.com spawned off from ours, and then from that, LS1 Tech spawned off, which was incredibly successful. That's probably one of the more successful ones out there, and they did great because Tony Watley, being the marketing and business genius that he is, ran it like a business instead of just a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we just gave it 10 or 20% more of a business mentality, instead of just, well, as long as we can pay the bills, it's just for fun. Had I known that we'd be saying that for 15 to 16 years, I would have said, no. Let's make this at least a little bit worth our while we're here.
Yeah.
And it was cool. I mean, it had its payoffs. We had made some good friends, and every now and then I'd get some free car parts or at a discount because I made a cool advertising deal with one of our sponsors. But but it was still a lot of fun, and I definitely look back on that as that we survived through a very interesting period of the internet, of remarkable growth, where the internet then is nothing like what it was today.
Yeah.
So, or what it is today. So it's I look back on it very, very fondly, but I'm also glad that we turned the page and we moved on to something else.
True. I think after a while, if you keep doing the same thing repetitively, then you start to hate the hobby that you love. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it does, but there's also another side of the coin to it. If we'd made it just about profits and running it as a business, we may not have enjoyed it as much, and we may have actually bombed sooner than when we just decided to exit gracefully.
Okay. Cool. Now, you think YouTube, being a YouTuber, is obviously not. I'm gonna try to word this. YouTube should be the only platform that a content creator should rely on, or should they diversify, branch out?
I struggle with this a lot just because I'm not somehow, for some reason, maybe I just haven't put enough effort into it, but I'm not as well steeped in the socials as what a lot of people are.
Mm-hmm.
I keep thinking, okay, I need to grow my Facebook presence to match my channel, or Instagram. I have done nothing with Instagram, and I understand it's an incredible tool when used correctly.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's an easy way out of not doing the effort. I don't hope it's not that way. When I say,
yeah, trust me, I struggle with it every day, and it's like I use it as, the way I look at it, as a communication tool. It's one more avenue for me to get the word out of what I'm doing on my channel or one of the other channels or something.
mm-hmm.
That's the way I look at it, because I'm not getting any help from YouTube on, getting notified. If I was, hey, I'd be a lot bigger. And part of my success on my channel was because of one video I did got noticed by YouTube, and it's my highest ranking video.
Which video was that?
It was one I did on Chip Foose unveiling the mock Foose, and that thing's like at over 260,000 views.
That's
pretty
darn good.
Yeah, go figure. And it's like, it took me like 3 years after that video took off for me to finally get monetized, and it's like, oh great, all that potential money gone.
Well, there's always lessons learned in that.
Yep.
Oh yeah, but that's what I was going to say, is that should people use multiple channels? It seems to be very effective if you know how to use it. It's almost like wielding the right sword. If you don't know how to swing it, you better not pick it up. Yep. So if that's the case, which is in mine, I say just use the platform that you are best at using.
Okay, makes sense. And yeah, I'm struggling with me. It's personally struggling with SEO, right titles, and descriptions that are going to rank in search. So that's so I'm constantly looking at the numbers or analytics, trying to see how I can rank higher. But
yeah, that's always important for sure.
Yeah.
One thing that always gets me, and I'm going to use this little platform as a way to break. My recommendation to anybody that comes up to me, should they think that I'm some sort of authority on the subject, when I'm just getting started myself in the overall scheme of things, I'm not a big fan of clickbait titles, especially when it comes to things that I am interested in. If I'm looking around YouTube and I stumble across a title of a video that's like, oh my God, I totally wrecked my car, thumbs down, or a frowny face or some emoji. I'm like, oh man, I know whose car that is too. I know that guy. I've seen his videos before. And then you click the video and it's, by putting some vinyl wrap on it, but I took it off and everything is okay. I'm like, come on. If you're going to make a promise with the title, deliver with the content.
Yeah.
Don't just get me to click, because then it makes me think, hey, first of all, you're not serious about what message you're trying to put out there. Second of all, you're playing with my time here. There's a billion other videos out there that I could be looking at, or I could be making my own, and we're all being genuine about the promise that we're making with the title, and then the promise delivered with the content within it. Not a fan of clickbait titles or thumbnails or anything like that.
Yeah, so, I kind of hear what you're saying. It's like I know I have one video right now that I did about 2 weeks ago that could be considered clickbaity, but not really if you read the title. And basically another YouTuber. I called out, literally called him out for a statement he made in his video about modifications he did to his car, and for whatever reason, all of his 300,000 plus fanboys are disliking that particular video. All of them are literally all. It's the highest ranking dislikes I've ever had on all of my videos. All because of the fact that I never badmouthed the car itself. Everything the kid did to the car, great. Props to the guy. I even give links back to his video, to his sponsors, some of his sponsors he had in the video. And yet, all of his fanboys are criticizing me, insulting me, everything, because of the fact that they didn't like the fact that I called the guy out for, your car is not street legal. It will not pass California emissions.
Gosh, I wonder if it's not the same guy we're talking about. Could be.
Kid who took a Lamborghini and put an exoskeleton on it.
Oh no, but I should probably check that out because it sounds kind of cool.
Oh, it's amazing. It's like, yeah, if you get a chance, it's in my video playlist. You should be able to see it. Just look for I Call BS and you'll fill in the rest.
Okay.
It's literally under a 3-minute video. I didn't put much effort into it. It's like, frankly, if I wanted to make it true drama, whatever you want to call it, I could have really went into it and pulled up the kids' smog history from the state and put him to shame.
The war.
Yeah, but
I mean, I'm looking back at the last video that I released, which is it's called "Tested: The Best LED Conversion Bulb for 2019," which so far in 2019 it's the best one I've tested. And then I also offer a coupon code, so maybe I should take my own medicine on that one because I have no proof that it's the best, but it's the best I've tested, and so.
Hey,
interesting.
You do what you do. I think I ran into another video where a gentleman literally bought like 4 or 5 different sets of LED bulbs for his car, and he literally went through checking them, on his car. And well, LED bulbs are not cheap. they get pricey. And I think he's like on the 4th or 5th set that he tried. He finally came to the conclusion, I like these, and he demonstrated it, which is cool on his part. But very expensive. It's like, hopefully he can find a secondary market to sell them on Craigslist or eBay or something for the sets he don't use, but whatever.
I did a 3157 taillight bulb shootout, and it went over pretty good. It was actually, it's getting pretty popular. It's taken a few months before that momentum picks up, but I was just kind of doing like an eyeball test. Well, I've got a sequel coming out to a follow-up based on the feedback that I've received from the first video, where I actually made like a testing rig using a lux meter and like a styrofoam dome that I painted black, so I could actually test them for real and figure out which one puts out the best light instead of just eyeballing it and say, I think this one looks a little brighter than this one, so that's the winner. A little more scientific approach. That's probably going to be coming out in a couple of weeks or less, and it's going to be a really interesting one because there's some bulbs that did not perform very well in that test that I would expect them to. Mm-hmm. But it also depends on the design and shape. Now, the LED game is really interesting, and since we're talking about it, that's one of the things that I've learned is that I learn a lot from making a video and being incorrect. And there are some people that are kind of a-holes about it, but there's other people that are really cool about saying, no, that's not quite right. Here's the reason why this happens, blah, blah, blah. And then I learn from it. And so everybody gets a chance to get something out of the video, even if it's not intended, as long as your intents are genuine. If you're putting out quality content, and you're trying to solve a problem or answer a question that a lot of people have that needs a little trial and error that nobody knows quite how to put together, that's where you're providing value.
Yep, and that's so true. And that's what I try to do with the information that I provide. I want to be upfront, and hey, even I'll get stuff wrong. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's okay to be an authority on something, but even the greatest authority on things could make mistakes or can get something out of whack. And there's always somebody smarter. In the car world, there's always somebody faster. In the YouTube world, there's always somebody smarter.
Exactly. Cool. Let's see. Next question. Let's go with number 6. As a content creator, what would be your dream project or collaboration?
well, that's a tough one. I actually kind of want to buy an old, believe it or not, me being a Chevrolet guy, this is hard for me to even say out loud, but I kind of want to get my hands on an old Toyota pickup, like an old Hilux or SR5, and get it back into like an ultimate utility camping apocalypse vehicle type of
A
thing.
bug out vehicle almost.
What's that?
Like a bug out vehicle?
Kind of, yeah, kind of, sort of, but something I can also just use for,
Camping.
I got to go up and get lumber or something like that. I can't do that in my Grand Cherokee. I really am envious of Cletus McFarlane and uh, his cart vet project called Leroy that's gotten him a tremendous amount of attention. And what an incredible machine that it is. It's just so getting my hands on like a C5 or C6, just stripped down chassis and building something kind of
You're
cool
not
and
the only
fun.
one. Both you and I are on the same boat. I've been watching the Copart auctions, and I'm not going.
Yeah,
I've been looking. I'm going. C5s are getting very affordable right now.
yeah, you find one with some front end damage, but the frame's intact. It's great. You're gonna strip the body off anyway.
Yeah, it's actually because there's like a company that built a exoskeleton setup for you can take a Mazda Miata and this exoskeleton, transfer the powertrain, all the wiring over onto this exoskeleton, and you have yourself a brand new car basically. I was thinking, wouldn't it be kind of cool to do something similar to a Corvette with this aspect, but a little bit more wider?
I gotta see that. That's what I was thinking when I was laying awake in bed at night, thinking of all the ways that I could. Oh, that's pretty cool. Uh, all the ways that I could get myself in trouble financially with my wife, and I thought, there's got to be a company out there. I mean, they can make like a weld-in pre-made cage for a C5 or C6 vet car. They say buy yourself a bashed up C5 or C6, strip all the body panels off, put this on, weld it on, you're good. That sort of thing. Kind of like what it looks like this company did.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think for my days of wrenching and fabricating. Yeah, it's not that hard. Well, if depending on how you want to do it. Well, if you strip the whole car down to its bare nothingness. Hey, we got Paul Peck drywall in the house, in the chats. Hey,
Hey,
thanks
welcome.
for coming by, Paul. Now, if you want to talk about a content creator, Paul is the man. I think he's sitting at now 50K subscribers, and
Spectacular.
he makes literally how-to DIYs on drywalling. So if you ever need any tips on drywall projects, he's the channel to go to.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
We'll get to that in a second. I think you just got me in trouble, Mario, because I'm looking at this Exomotive company about the Miatas, and
Yep,
boy,
that's the
that looks
one.
cool. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. How much are they?
I think
Yeah.
8 to 10 grand, I think.
Ooh, you can pick up a Miata pretty cheap. So okay, so back to drywall, huh? What's the name of the channel again? I want to check it out because I'm always making holes that I shouldn't be making.
Paul Peck drywall tube.
I think I've actually been there before.
Paul is a good friend.
Oh, very cool. I will definitely check it out. There we go. Paul Peck Drywall Tube. Got it. New subscriber here, Paul. Nice to meet you virtually or whatever the case is.
Well, I gotta ask you on this one because I know you've built a SEMA car, so you kind of have aspect of what's it like working with brands and how do you approach them for like to do a project like that. I know. Any advice?
It was easy for me to do because I had the Camaro following. I had
Right.
I had a little bit of credit, like Camaro cred, if you will, to my name. And I had one of the first 2010 Camaros on order, and it was pretty easy for me just to say, listen, I mean, I've got one of these, and I want to do stuff to it, and I also have a platform and an audience. Let's work together on things. And some things I got at a spectacular deal. Other things I got at like just jobber cost, but still. One of the things I learned is that first of all, every company out there is getting bombarded with, hey, I want free stuff, and
Yeah.
So because I'm cool, give me some free stuff. There's other companies, other people, I should say, that run it like a company. You know, they have contracts, and they have very clearly outlined, this is what I'm going to do for you in return. This is what I've done for other companies like yours in the past with great success. And there's a contingency if I don't follow through, if I fail to meet the obligations,
Yeah.
that I will pay for the item, that sort of thing. Most people were pretty cool. Made a lot of good friends in the process, because once you do follow through on your promise, you're kind of in, if that makes any sense. Like, okay, this guy treated me right. And I've still got great friends to this day because of that. And anytime I need something, I can reach out to them and say, hey, you know what? I got this project going on, and this is what I can give you in return. You want to try it again? And a lot of times they're like, yeah, let's do it. So you just got to be honest. You can't. You're not going to snow them, and you got to really stand out, because, like I said, they probably get inundated with hundreds every day of stuff that people want. I would hate to be the person on the end of the email at like HRE Wheels, for example, or something like that.
Oh, God. Yeah, I can imagine that. And it's like, well, back in the day when I think we very first on the when we first met, I think was when Chevy did the official introduction of the Camaro at SEMA.
Yeah.
I think that's I think the very first time we actually met face to face. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually in a relationship with the owner of CCW Wheels, or Complete Custom Wheels.
Yeah.
And it's like, it was actually funny because of the fact that particular year when I went to SEMA and hooked up with you guys at what was it, Dick's, I think, Last Resort for the get together.
I want to say that particular SEMA was rather blurry at times.
Yeah.
So I guess so, probably.
Yeah, and just turned out that he wound up saying he had called me and my boss and said, "Are you guys going to SEMA?" He goes, my boss told him, "Yeah, but one of my guys is." He goes, "Why?" He goes, "You have a place yet? You go to stay?" He goes, "No." He goes, "Don't bother. Stay at my timeshare." So I'm like going, yes.
Nice.
So yeah, got to stay there for a week. So that was great.
This is I got to tell you, I got actually the drywall tube, ball pack drywall tube here. Just kind of, I pulled it up and let it run in the background, but out of the corner of my eye, I keep watching this how to apply skim coat to your walls, and it's almost like one of those super satisfying videos. Just like you can just sit there and watch that all day.
Yeah, it's mesmerizing. You should see. I think he had like a trailer somewhere on this video where he actually does like plaster art, where he did like these sculptures out of plaster with sharks and fish designs, and I'm going, that is what I want to do.
What we were talking about before. I mean, if somebody's going to make a video, it's got to have value to it. Even if it's just, well, I didn't even know there was such a thing as skim coat, to be honest with you. I know that if there's not a hole in it, if there's a hole in it, we patch it, and then my wife paints it, because she does a better job at painting than I do. She painted my office for me. But so I'm just watching this, and like, this is just satisfying to watch. Like those videos out there, like somebody pressure washing a deck and it's in like perfect rows or something like that. Well, that's my point, though. It's very entertaining and not only educational. Now I'm going to look at what skim coating is.
Trust me, he definitely has some interesting stuff. I actually just read a friend of ours posted an article about him back in 2010. He was surfing, or out surfing, and apparently he got bit by a spinner shark.
Oh.
Not that bad, nothing serious, but it was a small little bite, and he didn't even bother going to the hospital, and went back out surfing the next day. But he basically said, "Yep," he goes, "I will never wear baggy board shorts again with stripes on the side," because apparently the stripes were silver in color that looked like bait fish.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's like, okay.
Cool. So what other questions did you have that you think I can answer?
Yeah, let's see. I think we got pretty much through most of them. Let's, well, you and I have, I think, both been on YouTube for about the same amount of time. I think 2006.
I think that's about right. I probably started then. didn't really think I could make anything of it, just by doing some cool stuff. Working with people on my SEMA car, YouTube was just like a side thing. I was actually promising a lot of exposure through a blog. That just tells you where it's been in the past 8 years, 8 or 9 years now. YouTube and video content is just unbelievable. I mean, I think that I read somewhere that any traffic that's well, not adult oriented, um, is like 65 to 70% video to platforms like YouTube or Facebook video or that sort of thing. It's becoming its own. Everybody has become their own ability to become their own news anchor or entertainer or even news outlet.
Yeah, and yeah, it's like amazing. It's like what the items and the things that you can do, and it's like, but now I think you're starting to see some of the platforms trying to address some of the stuff with that quote fake news or conspiracy theory type content. But what's to say an independent journalist can't do a better job than what the mainstream media guy can do with less?
Sometimes it's easier to trust them, and sometimes it's worse. Depends on what their motive and intention is.
True. Oh, Paul, I think Scott posted it in his community tabs on his website. So if you go to his channel, it should be on his community tab where he posted that link. I think that's where I first found it, about that story about you. He had a comment he put in the post. So, okay, let's get down to your big announcement of what you got planned for your charity event.
Oh yeah, cool. I'm glad you asked about this. I actually did this once before. Chris Reza, I mentioned before, and I had a very short-lived YouTube channel called The Gears and Beers Show, and I think we were really onto something then. We just didn't quite know what we were doing because each episode took us like about 2 months to produce, and each one was about a half an hour long. And we know that maybe a lot more frequent and a lot shorter little nuggets of entertainment would have been a lot better. We only did, I think, 6 episodes altogether. But I had this great idea that since I shave my head in the summertime for comfort, and I didn't know that I could actually shave my head and raise funds for children's charities. Somebody told me about St.Baldricks Children's Cancer Research. It's a really cool foundation where people volunteer to shave their heads to raise funds and awareness. And I did it once before, and actually had a Detroit police officer come out and shave my head because I said anybody who donates more than $200 can come and personally shave my head and carve, shapes into it or words or whatever they want. And so he donated like $201 just to make sure he covered it in. And then he came into my basement bar that I had at the time in Michigan and cuffed me and dragged me outside and shaved my head. And I raised $700 and some odd for charity then. And nice. It's been a while, and I realized, you know what, I'm probably going to shave my head again this summer, so why not raise more funds and awareness for children's charities for St.Baldricks? So, having said all that backstory, that's what I'm going to do. I need to raise $500 by my birthday, which is May 31st. And should I meet that goal, I'm going to shave my head live on my YouTube channel on June 1st, at I believe it's 5 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. And my wife hates it when I shave my head. She thinks I look mean or ugly, or probably a little bit of both. And but I actually talked her into actually doing the shaving, because I said, listen, it's for kids' charities, be part of this. So she's gonna begrudgingly shave my head in my garage right below this room, and it's probably gonna be pretty comical because she's probably gonna grumble about it and maybe even accidentally, I don't know, like get a little too into the skin just to make me remember that it's not her favorite thing in the world. But it's all for charity. It's all for kids. Children's cancer is very, very different from adult cancer, and it's also, unfortunately, extremely underfunded. So any dollar helps. I would love to meet my mark of $500, but I would be thrilled if I could double it and make it $1,000. So anything helps. If you just go over to, let's see, stbaldricks.com/participant/in Jason's garage. I believe that's correct. You can go directly to the page where you can donate your funds. Or it's in the video that I just made. If you just go to injasonsgarage.com, it'll direct you right to my YouTube channel. And let's see the latest and greatest video. It'll be there too.
I just put into the ticker tape right below the update show the link address for it, so it should be popping up, scrolling through right now.
Did get it right, didn't I? Yeah, stbaldricks.org/participants/in Jason's Garage.
Perfect.
That's the one.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. Like I said earlier, it's like if your wife decides to not want to shave your head, I'm just a plane ticket away. I'll fly out there and volunteer my services to help you out, buddy.
Well, if you find the old Gears and Beers episode where the Mr. Tom Grizz from the Detroit Police Department, and he had his full gear on and everything. He had his door kicking gear on, and he wasn't gentle when he cuffed me and dragged me outside. It was pretty funny. He had some fun shaving. He gave me the Travis Bickle mohawk, and he did all sorts of cool stuff before he actually just shaved.
Well, I'm looking at your head right now. There's not much. I maybe could get maybe 3 or 4 passes, I think, and we're done.
There's some there.
Yeah, I could probably do it with a good set of clippers. I think maybe 3 or 4 passes and we're good.
Well, I know
unless
it's
you
really short right there, just because that's how it is. But trust me, at the rate that it grows, by the end of this month, we still have 3 weeks. So in 3 weeks, it's going to get a lot longer. But where I was going with this is that you're more than welcome to come on out anyway if you want to come and hang out and drink beer in my garage with me on that day.
Yeah, definitely. Well, like I see with funds wise, it's like I got a little bit of earmark which I'm trying to put maybe for attending SEMA this year. If not,
Yeah. Well, quite honestly, I'd rather have you put the funds toward the actual charity than coming out and hanging out and drinking beer in my garage, because we could always.
I can do that too. I can definitely do that too. So everybody in the chat, or if you're watching this on the replays, definitely go donate to St. Baldricks fund.
Children's Cancer Research.
Yeah. Thank you.
I know. I trip up on it too.
Yeah. But I was actually doing a little research on background on the charity itself, and I think I read somewhere 72% of the funds raised goes to research itself, 20-something% for the administration of fundraising and such, and 4% for actual administration, rent for their whatever. So, the numbers wise, it's not like 90% goes to administration and then X amount to charity. So I can live with those numbers. I'm confident, and I highly endorse this charity. So definitely consider doing that. So
yeah, I mean, it's one that's pretty important to me, because I spend all my time playing with my Corvette on YouTube, but it's easy just to focus on what you're trying to accomplish with a car that, let's face it, 90% of us don't really need. But thank God this is America, and if we want it, we can find a way to get it. Then we deserve it. Exactly. But it's easy to lose sight on things that are also much more important on a broader scope that does get overlooked. So I figure it's I make enough videos. It's one more video to have a little fun, maybe even get some of my hair shaved off, and maybe my wife will even pull it out in clumps and throw it on my car and say, "There, that's what you get for that."
Speaking of on the haircuts, did you see Chris's Facebook post?
His eyebrow thing?
Yeah. I'm like going,
knowing him, it's probably already grown back fully by now.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, the man grew a beard when he was 13 years old, a full beard. Maybe he was 14, but I don't think it was any older than that. He was buying beer at 15 because everybody thought he was an adult.
That's a good problem to have, I guess.
He said if he ever wanted to grow a bigger beard, he'd just go, and then that's it. He's done.
Could you imagine seeing Chris maybe with one of those ZZ Top goatees or beards?
Like those big old Rip Van Winkle beard. I told him he should do something cool like that, and he's like, "Yeah, forget about it."
Yeah, that's Chris.
Try to get him to shave his head with charity. He's like, "Yeah, no thanks, I'm good." Steady as a rock, that man is.
Yeah, actually, let's see. Can I see? I don't know. Not enough people would like me would donate for me to shave my hair. So, hey, you guys in the chats, would you like to see donate to this charity if I do the same thing as Jason?
Every dollar counts, man.
Yep. Put
Plus,
a number
it's
one in the
hair.
chats.
If you've got hair now, it'll grow back later, most of the time.
Yeah.
Some people, I guess it doesn't. I guess like if you shave it bald, I guess it doesn't come back, but that just means you were destined. You were on the way to baldness anyway.
Oh, I know I am destined. I got the widow peak gene. They say it usually comes from your mom's side of the family, and I know my grandfather is like, yep, he had the old widow peak, and I'm like going, it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, well, there you go. At least raise a few funds for charity in the process. Why not? What's it going to hurt?
Exactly. Cool. So does anybody in the chats have any questions for Jason? Let's see.
How many we got in the chat? I don't think I have access to seeing that, do I?
We got 5 people watching right now, and let me take a look at participants. And 3 active participants. So, it is what it is.
That's all right. I'm just glad I got to spend the time chatting with you, man, because I haven't talked to you in a while.
Yeah. I was trying definitely hard to communicate, promote this live stream as much as possible. I was going to every possible stream. I went to CamaroNews.com, Camaro Shows, Facebook page, all of the Facebook pages I could think of. It's just trying to tap in to find the community niches to bring awareness, and that's all you can do. And
I've tried a few live streams before, and I can't say it was super successful, but I think it takes a lot of momentum, a lot more than a normal video.
And yeah, plus also it's a combination of that, and I think a little bit of networking. If you can build like a niche within your regular followers and get them to recruit people to bring people in, then I think you can grow. And also everyone who's watching the stream or is coming to your stream kind of like all have a common goal to want to be there, if that makes sense.
Nope, that makes perfect sense. I agree.
And I definitely appreciate you being here, Paul, man. You're truly one of my few supporters that I constantly see in regular, and I appreciate you coming here, man.
I am going to learn so much about drywall from this channel. It's unbelievable.
And he's very entertaining, too, so.
Cool. Gonna check it out, Paul.
Okay. I think, well, we've been on here for about 42 minutes, so that's pretty good. Unless anybody has any questions for Jason. Nope. We're getting good stuff, guys, from Paul Peck. Fire emojis, so cool.
Well, if anybody has any other questions or just wants to check out my channel, like I said, you can just go to mjasonsgarage.com. It just forwards over there. Check out my content if you like my content. Obviously, you know what to do, but also I am always learning. And anybody who watches this has some pointers that I could use. By all means, I could use all the help I can get. I think I'm just scratching the surface on what I'm capable of, but I'm still going to learn in the process. So everybody needs a mentor, and everybody needs to learn from each other. So I'm happy to do so.
So since we got a little extra time, we can run off. It looks like I think Paul's trying to bring some people in. Tell us about your Corvette.
Oh yeah, my Corvette. I bought that when I turned 45, because I'm like, well, it's pretty much the law. If you're gonna have a car when you're 45, buy a Corvette. It's my first Corvette that I ever had, because as you know, I've had nothing but Camaros in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And it was actually a friend of mine. It was his idea, because I was like, I gotta get another Camaro. It's been like 6 years. I can't believe I've been this long without having a project in the garage. And he's like, dude, get a Z06, get a C6 Z06. I'm like, you're crazy. He goes, think about this for a minute. He said you can pick one up for $45,000, $50,000 in mint perfect condition, even less in one with a little more miles on it. Excuse me. It's got the LS7 from the 2014 Z28. It's lighter and it's better balanced, and it's cheaper. And I'm like, think about it. And I'm like, I'm gonna look into this. And then I found exactly what I was looking for. It was at a dealership in Florida. I bought it sight unseen. Had my friends at Southern Integrity Auto Transport bring it here. Best auto transporters I've ever worked with in my life. That's a fact. And it had 9,300 miles on it, a 2009. and I bought it in 2017, and I'm the third owner. So nobody drove this car. I mean, it was pristine and perfect in every way possible. That is until I got my hands on it, and then and first thing I did is heads and cam, and well, first thing I did was scrape the front fascia getting out of my driveway. That's what I was getting to. But then heads and cam, and a tune, and then some cosmetic stuff, just my own personal thing. Replaced all the interior and most of the exterior bulbs with LEDs, which contributed to a lot of review videos on my YouTube channel. I was looking, there was an opportunity there. And I do have another one coming up pretty soon of the new tires that I ordered that I'm going to get, because with all that power, nearly 600 horsepower, give or take at the flywheel, that I'm making, the tires are pretty much useless because they're run flats and they're a little bit old and they're a little bit hard. So I ordered a set of 4 Toyo R888Rs, which are pretty much race tires for the street. And
very familiar with them.
Yeah, and I did a lot of research, and it seems like those are the ones to get, man. And I got a set of wheels that I custom ordered through Tony Watley and his company, DV8 Motoring.
All right.
I'm not going to tell you what the wheels are yet because not too many people have them. So
perfect.
I was looking to do something different. That's going to be in an upcoming video as well.
Cool. Well, Paul Peck just typed in saying he just subscribed to your channel.
Oh, thanks, Paul. In fact, I've been looking over your videos while we're talking here, and there, I'm one of 52,000. So that's cool, man. I hadn't. To me, I always thought drywall was drywall, and you put it up and you make it smooth and you paint it. And I know that there's tips and tricks, but boy, how many uploads does he have, man? It goes on forever. This is great.
I think he has like over 1,000, Paul.
Paul, how do you not accidentally repeat your own video?
Wait until he responds. But yeah, so you were mentioning something, I don't know, is it too soon? You were mentioning something that you and Chris were up to something? Or is that too early?
I'm glad you brought this up because I'm not going to give out too many details, but actually Chris and I and another industry veteran, and what I say by that is somebody that's worked extensively in automotive online media. We are putting our talents together to start a new venture.
Okay.
And, well, that's it.
Okay. Leave me hanging, thanks.
It should be interesting, though.
Cool.
I'll say this. This is what I'll say. I can't even say that because the ink isn't dry yet.
Okay.
But it's 3 guys that have been around the block a few times, and each one of us brings our own expertise, and putting our heads together. It should be pretty cool. It should be pretty interesting. So, and not YouTube related, at least not primarily.
Okay. Definitely.
We're working on it. We're working on putting it together.
Definitely gonna be interesting. Oh, Paul responded. Actually has 280 videos.
Still, some of them are really cool, like not drywall related, like Space Shuttle Discovery's final piggyback voyage. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's amazing watching like some of the videos. It's like amazing. It's like, and then watching some of the mistakes that NASA did. It's like, did you know that Russia, for their space shuttle program, got probably 90% of their R&D research by going to the printing office, U.S. printing office? You believe that? None of that stuff was classified.
Terrible.
Yeah, I was like,
how to punch a wall and then fix it. Fortnite failed drywall repair for angry gamers. That is beautiful right there. That is leveraging current stuff. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah, I had a video game that I played called Cuphead, and I almost launched the controller through the wall many a time because it's frustratingly difficult. Paul, come on over here to Nashville. I need some help. I'm going to get rid of these ceilings.
Oh, you got the popcorn style.
Every ceiling of this house.
Was that like a southern type thing? Popcorn, whatever you want to call it,
I don't know. I never lived here before.
Good point.
We only lived here 3 years, but it's not bad. It's just I'm not a fan. So, hey, it's my office. It's mine. It's my area. I couches and TVs, and I'm actually building an arcade machine for right over there. So
I've been wanting to think about doing that, about doing a arcade cabinet. I thought about doing that, but then a buddy of mine in England did something. He just released a video today that really, for the stuff that I'm doing, makes more sense. He built his own vocal booth, meaning to where literally a little walk-in closet, essentially. Padded it up with acoustic foam, and lighting, and I'm like going, yeah, I could see that. It's like if I had room in my mini studio right now here, I'd have one right here, right now, for some of the stuff that I want to do. But nope, I gotta figure right. Okay, I'll build it and I'll put it in the garage and I'll have it mobile and set up.
There you go. Yeah, build what suits you. Although, if you do check out this YouTube channel by a guy who goes by ETA Prime, he cranks out probably one video every day or two, and it's all about, largely about game emulation, and he's got a great format. You never see his face because he focuses on the products, and a lot of companies send him things like to test out, from arcade cabinets to things like that. But he also does just general computing videos, and I learned a lot from that one too. And the guy just pumps videos out. I got to think that for as much as he throws out there and as big as his subscriber base is, I think it's what he does for a living.
Okay. Oh,
ETA Prime, super awesome channel.
Let me write that down right now. I'll check it out. Can you check the stream? I think I finally got the chat to appear onto the live stream. I'm not sure if it's visible on your end.
I didn't even look at the window here. 290 videos, says Paul.
Okay, cool. So yeah, if you're reading it, perfect.
Yeah, I had the tab open. I just wasn't clicking over to it.
Cool.
Paul says we should skim coat my ceiling. I'd rather build an arcade machine.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can do with. It's like somebody was telling me you can take like a Raspberry Pi and basically you run the arcade, multiple games off of that, and then.
Oh yeah, I actually did it on my TV over there, but then I wanted like the stand-up arcade experience.
And if you're good with wood and you got a table saw, radial saw, whatever, you can build your own cabinet. There are plenty of videos out there I think I've seen of guys building them their own. It's just amazing.
There's plans out there to make one out of make a complete machine. At least the wood, the cabinet part of it, out of a single sheet of 4x8 plywood. It's called the Vigolix, Vigolix. And that's where I started. I'm like, cool, I'll just make that. And then I'm like, wait a minute, maybe if I make it like this, and I could do this, and I could do this. And that was 3 years ago, and I still haven't finished it.
Yeah, with me, it's like, face of fact, my background. I'm more into the racing simulators. So it's like, if I were to do something like that, it's like, but then I start seeing some of the prices and the equipment that it can get very pricey building something like that. A buddy of mine, he, down in SoCal, he's another YouTuber, but he's more of now doing online marketing for his business, named Spencer Burke, and he just built a system that's in his bedroom, literally. 60-inch widescreen is his main monitor. He's got the whole 9 yards, the force feedback steering wheel, the pedals, shifter, handbrake. I'm like on. Oh God.
I'd love to do something like that, but then I realized I can just go down and do it for real.
Yeah. Exactly.
I just like the old games I used to play in the arcades. Had I known that I'd be able to play them I did the Raspberry Pi thing. Had I known that I could download any game in the world and play it, any classic arcade game, and play it whenever I wanted to, I would have just said, okay, I'll just save hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars in quarters and just wait.
Yeah, it's like me. It's like if I can find the emulator game or the EPROMs or whatever they call them for Atari's Road Blaster and whoever made the Peter Gun video game, I think I may consider building my own and doing something like that.
Road Blasters is out there, but you need if I remember right, that had a really interesting controller. It had like the Star Wars arcade controller, right? Where it was kind of like a steering wheel, but it also could rotate.
Yeah, for the roof cannons or whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah, So I don't know how you do that with just a standard joystick, and I don't know of any company that actually makes a replicate Atari
Wonder if you
controller
could do it
like
off
that.
off of like the Pong paddles.
Or even I don't know, that'd be tough. You'd have
Yeah.
to. I don't know. I don't know how you do that. I'm sure. You know what? I'm sure there's a YouTube video out there of somebody doing it.
Yep. So true. So true. Cool. Cool.
And
Cool.
that's what we've learned. If it can be done, there's a YouTube of somebody showing how to do it.
Cool. I think we can probably wrap this up here. Almost been an hour. So everybody head on over to Jason's Garage. Links to his channel are in the video description, as well as to donation link to the charity that he's doing. He's trying to raise 500 at least, or more than 500.
Yeah, 500. It seemed like a good round number there.
Is the goal, or more. So deep down in your hearts, and it's for a good cause. Please do consider donating it. I will be making one myself probably next week during my next bank run deposit.
Right, there you go. It's fun.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. So, thank you for coming, and if you're watching this on the replay, be sure to give Jason a follow, and everybody in the chats, if you see their links, the replays in their chinks, check out everybody's channels in the chats as well. That way you can truly engage, and network, and not just don't hit the subscribe button. Actually, check out their channel, watch their videos in full, and leave a comment, good, bad, if you like the video or not. That's what YouTube wants to see. None of this, because trust me, they got the band hammer going to be hitting some of these channels that are doing what they call network streams or friendship streams. But if you want to grow on this platform, it's true engagement, interacting, leaving comments on people's videos, honest comments, whatnot. That's my personal aspect of it, what I've learned over the years. So everyone, be ending the stream shortly, and I want to say thank you for everyone who came out, and if you're watching this on the replay, hey, next time, turn on those notification buttons and watch my notifications so you can be in the live chats.
Mario, I can't thank you enough for having me on. It's a true honor, man. We've known each other for quite a few years, and I'm pretty flattered that you wanted to ask me about it when I'm just getting started. So I appreciate that a lot. Hopefully I can help somebody out, but by all means, I want to learn from everybody else too.
Thank you, my friend, and we'll definitely be in touch, and we are definitely should not be strangers, like, let half of a country keep us apart. So
you got it, buddy. If nothing else, I missed SEMA last year. You missed SEMA last year. I'm going to definitely make it this year. So we'll get together then, if not sooner.
Definitely. We'll definitely be in touch. I'll talk to you later this week and all that fun stuff. So, everyone, I'm ending the stream now. So, thank you for coming. Bye-bye.